What influenced you to help Daniel through his recovery?
I think firstly Scotty Watters wanted to send Dan up, and right when I was with Dan when he did his knee and in Colorado last year, and we had a chat straight after it and talked about why it might have happened and what's gone on, and what you could learn from it, what the silver lining is from the whole thing, because obviously it was a terrible thing to happen. So it just from that, when Scotty said, could you look after him if you come up, I was really excited about it, because I really wanted to help him leave that experience behind. And I keep saying it's a bit of a reboot while you're here, like reset yourself. You're halfway through the full rehab. Great opportunity to let things go, do a little bit of work and change some things around and how I feel about my body again. But reset your sights on what's next. And so I've been really excited about it.
Can you take us through the program that you've designed for him?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things we've been working on is begin with the end in mind. So really, what sort of player do you want to end up being? Rather than thinking about, slowly rehab through this and having our mind on that, start setting the sights on where you want to end up. So the program's been designed from that perspective, like why are we doing it first? And so what we've done is we've done a bit of mixture of sort of longer running and getting some stability in the legs and movement. On alternate days, we're doing really hard work and like solid sort of pyramid building sprint work and stuff like that, but repeat efforts. So that's kind of the bookends of that. But in between every single day, we've done a block of core stability work and real body wake-up work, energy wake-up work. So moving the body around, doing lunging, leg raises, all sorts of different things, and mixing it up with abdominal work and core work and a few things that are really only small amounts of it, but they're really challenging. And so we spend quite a bit of time doing that each day, and the progression's really, really obvious. And then the biggest one, I've thrown in a couple of other things where we've used stand-up paddling and soft sand. So if you go, when you're recovering from an injury, if you go and step on a rock or a log and you're trail running, that solid surface, when you fall on it, that's when you can redo something and tweak it. But if you stand on soft sand, it gives way under your feet. It's not a hard thing, so you actually get little stable lateral movements. So it's really nice to build confidence back in your ability to move side to side. Same on the stand-up paddleboard when you get those little side wobbles. So we've tried to avoid getting washed off the side by waves, but actually be able to feel the little wobbles and get little stability in there. So the program's really been designed with three things in mind. One is to build up a base, to move a bit faster and get confident moving forward, but also move side to side and get the ability to love my body again and be ready to use it.
Have you done this sort of thing with athletes before?
Done different things. This is the first time I've worked on ACL in particular and this particular style of thing. But there's many sorts of rehab stuff that I've worked on, and it's all about getting body awareness back and stability back. So, but it's been fun working with Dan because he's a whole different kettle of fish, and it's been fantastic working with him actually.
Is there an advantage for you to train Dan in your hometown compared to an isolated town such as Boulder?
I think what's great about, I actually would love to do it there as well, but I think what's great here is that I can give him a lot of different experiences. So I keep calling it reboot because get out of your own environment, which you can do in Boulder as well, but also get a little bit away from football and come up here and work on you and your body and your mind and your soul as well, and actually enjoy some time away. So it's been nice bringing him to my home and saying, hey mate, you're welcome, come out of your space, look after you. I've had him over for dinner with the family and the kids all love him and hang off him and wrestle with him and everything else. And so I think that's been a really nice thing about having him here, and sort of give him that little bit of a gift of, hey mate, have some time away and when you go back, feel like you've been refreshed and rejuvenated.
You talk a lot about mental strength and self-belief. How would you describe Dan's attitude to training and the way he goes about his business in general?
I know he's sitting over here listening to how I answer this one, but I think I absolutely love working with Dan, and I think like everybody, myself included, we find moments where we go, hang on, I can get a little bit more out of myself, or I'm over trying and I'm not allowing myself to, it can be one way or the other. So we've worked on a bit of both, and there's no doubt that his application and his professionalism is first class. But we've had little moments where I've said to him, been in his ear while we've been running and saying, right Dan, break through this is the moment, come on, because I can see something you can't. from the angle, and that's the great thing about being a trainer or having another set of eyes watching you. So I know a couple of times at the end of that he's kind of said, good talk, you know, in other words, thanks, I needed that, you know. So professionalism 100%, but what we're going for is that, you know, to work out that 100% might actually be 95% because there's 5% I couldn't see, and just to push through that. So different viewpoints and different ideas, and broaden your base of knowledge and awareness of how we work, body, mind and soul, you know, because they're all a major part of what we do.
Have you given him anything specific to take away from this?
Some memories. I think Dan's going to take away some memories from it, but just really the idea of beginning with the end in mind. So when you're training, warming yourself up ready for that big set, not only how do you want to train, but how does that training, where's that leading to you in football? What sort of player do you want to end up being long term? In the next 12 months, you know, round one, I want to be in round one. So every process starts with why am I doing it? And right now, if I know why, beginning with that end in mind, so I've got to bring that into now. Every moment's a living moment. That's kind of the one thing we've been talking about. It's make it work right now, break through it now. Don't wait till that grand final before you do it. This is your opportunity to get it right. So that's probably the biggest thing. And then a few other ideas that I'm sure Dan would relate to, that just about movement and everything else, and a few little core things to take home and things that he struggled with but is getting heaps better at.